Hello, have you ever been wondering what is domain name? In fact, whenever you talk to any techie person, you get to hear the words like you need to get a domain name for your website, for something like your emails and the likes. But before we do that, let's go on a very short break. Welcome back. My name is Noah Olatoye and welcome to 5 Minutes of Design and Code. 5 Minutes of Design and Code is where we release design and coding tips every week so that you can really get engrossed with the technology space. So let's dive into what we have to talk about today, which is domain name. Well, you see, one thing about domain name, if you listen to how it works, if you break the two things into two, you have domain and you have the name. And when you consider what domain means, it means something like your home, you yourself. So somebody can be a domain, your office can be a domain, where you reside. Then the name that follows is actually something that's an identifier that people can resonate with. So how about we look at these things together? Domain name. Well, it is actually an internet infrastructure that allows people locate resources easily. What do I mean? So imagine you have an address to your office. Maybe, let's say for instance, for you to come to Instinct Hub, you would have to come to number 48 Ilupeju Street, Dolphin Estate in Lagos. That's too long to memorize. How about I have like just two numbers, maybe 48, and maybe with 48 is encoded with all the information that you need in order to get to where we are right now. That's what domain name is. Domain name is something that is made easy and simple for we human to understand. But how does it really work? You see, when you buy a domain name, what you're doing is you're actually just buying a name. It cannot do anything for itself except it is linked to an IP address. Now, for every website you see, every application you see, in fact, every device you see connected to the internet has an IP address. And what is an IP address? An IP address means Internet Transfer Protocol, an address that allows the internet to link to your resources specifically. So when you're saying this is instincthub.com, whenever people visit instincthub.com, they should see resources pertaining to instincthub.com. So an IP address is something that you get whenever you buy a host. Maybe you buy a cloud base, you buy a space on the cloud where you want to host your content, you want to host your internet information, whatever it is, you just want people to be able to see it online. Now, this IP address comprises of digits and also period. Period is what we call full stop, yes. Period, and you can have numbers, you can have like 3 dots and numbers in between, which makes up an IP address. On the other hand, domain name can just be noolatoye.com. It can even be your name.com. It's easier because people already used to know Olatoye anyways. So having my name.com makes it easier for people to memorize instead of memorizing numbers like 234 period 658 period 1010. That's really too hard. But for machine, it's actually easy for machine to understand that. But when it comes to human, we can find it very hard to memorize those kind of figures. So in other words, domain name are actually identifiers, names that can allow you make people memorize your brand very easily. In the next edition, we are going to be talking about how you can get a domain name and what makes up a domain name. So I'll see you in the next one. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles so that when we release that very update for you, you'll be the first to know. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.